Hey guys, Gary from Newera Brewing here. This is the Unitank 2.0 from SS Brewtech. So we've had Unitanks for a little while now from SS Brewtech. They were one of the first companies to bring out a Unitank type product for the homebrew market. It's been super successful. There are lots and lots of Unitank 1.0s out there sort of doing lots of great things in home breweries and in pro breweries. And it's really good to see SS come out with some really good features, I think, that enhance that Unitank type platform. If we start at the top of the Unitank and have a look at some of the features here, obviously we've got this pressure gauge. It's a Pro Series pressure gauge. It's exactly the same gauge that we use on some of our Pro Series tanks. Basically, it's got both PSI, also bar on there, or MPA I should say. It's got a 3-inch tri-clamp pressure relief valve. Now those pressure relief valves from factory are set between about 15 and 17 PSI. I know there's a lot of other guys out there who probably need something higher, but from factory that's what it is. It's sitting on a 6-inch tri-clamp lid. Unlike some other tanks out there on the market, SS don't use any proprietary style clamp or band fittings. They just use standard tri-clamp fittings, which you can pretty much get anywhere. This gives you obviously access into the tank itself. So the big new enhancement on Unitank 2.0 is no coil. So you can see if we look inside that tank, and it's probably a little bit harder to see, it's got a new sort of finish. It's very shiny compared to the other one. It's got no coil. It's got basically a glycol band which sits around the outside of the tank. As you can see, it basically starts at where the cone is, and then it goes all the way up to about, I'd say 2/3 or just over halfway up the actual tank itself. So that will be your cooling area. Now, as far as batch sizes go, which is something that we get asked a lot about, can I do a half-size batch or can I do a smaller batch in a Unitank? Of course you can. You can do any size batch you like. However, there's always trade-offs with batch size. So the lower the batch is, or the less beer actually in there, obviously the glycol jacket just has to work a little bit harder to do that sort of thing. I would say on a 64-litre Unitank, you probably don't want to do a batch size much less than half of the size, mostly because, again, that cooling is just going to be less efficient. So if you can, this particular unit is a 64-litre or a 17-gallon US. If you could keep that to about 55 to 30-ish litres, then you should be okay. So what that means is if we're using this, say like a clean-in-place type system or even a hose or whatever, we don't have to take that coil out and clean it separately. The shiny surface probably makes it a little bit easier as well for beer, product, hops, all that sort of thing to come off, and it's just a much more sanitary style finish. So that's the big news, I guess, from Unitank 2.0 is the elimination of that coil. But if we go down and look at some of the other features as we go, it's got a big blow-off arm there, which has got a tri-clamp and a ball valve in the bottom here. We've often changed this out to basically include a micro elbow and a gas type input, so you can push gas in so beer can be pressure transferred out. But in this particular configuration out of the box, basically you would attach a hose barb here with a bit of silicone tube, and we would then push, open this up, and then your CO2 would escape that way, a bit like a large blow-off, which is exactly what it is. Further down the tank here, we've got a nice little Perlick style sample tap, which is we used in our previous series, very effective. We can also add a sample coil to that as well. We've got these butterfly valves, and they've been specifically designed for this SS Brewtech tank. And if we open up this racking one here, you'll see one of the other enhancements, and it's basically a brand new racking arm. It's one piece, comes off like this. It's all a keyed system, so you can't really go wrong. And that allows you to actually turn that butterfly valve around and subsequently that arm and rack off your beer. And then down the bottom here we've got our large 1.5 inch TC butterfly valve for dumping of all the stuff that you don't want in your beer. It sits on a couple of feet there, but we've got some options for leg extensions and for casters and things of that sort of nature. Around the back of the tank here, you'll see that SS have relocated some of the things on this one. So we've got a thermo well there, so we can put in a temperature controller or a thermometer or any of those sort of things. Plus we've got the glycol ports. Glycol ports have got 3-inch, 8-inch barb fittings, which is about, basically you can connect up any sort of tubing of that size that you want. You basically would fill from the bottom and then come back out the top. And this sort of then tidies up those cables and tubing at the back. And then coming around to this side, we've got the in-tank carbonation stone. And if we just open that up, this is the same stone as we've had before, but it's an updated version from what a lot of people might have seen. It's a 2-piece stone, and this particular part here is replaceable, and that just gives you your in-tank CO2 carbonation, or it might even be used for oxygenation if you like. So, as you can see, lots of enhancements on this Unitank. So if you're interested in pressure fermentation, if you're interested in in-tank carbonation, if you're interested in brewing anything with a very low oxygen type environment, Unitank is for you. It comes in 4 different sizes. We've got the 26 litre, we've got the 52 litre, the 64 litre, and the 120 litre 1BBL. Great units. I think they're going to do really well. They're on the website. Check it out. Thank you.